really quickly, because I know I'm going to forget. um, Worship music. I just had this idea. I mean, well, I've always had this idea with the various worship teams I've been a part of, or just worship teams I've encountered. Worship mornings that we've anyway. Um, and I know how crazy this can get, so bless y'all's hearts. But my idea is for as these studies happen, and y'all can go back. I mean, you can comment anything, obviously, but if anything else, this was just going to be about worship music, but my mind's just turning and thinking about all kinds of ideas. If there are other resources that you want to log and that you want to link in the comments, please do. Any points of conversation? I mean, obviously, you can talk to me about these Bible studies. You can tell me what you think, what you agree, disagree. In terms of my monitoring the comments, there is like a YouTube thing I can use. I don't know anything about it. So, in terms of like trolls and stuff like that, I think we're covered. um, and of course, and then there's the community guidelines. So, being respectful in terms of how that works on a spiritual basis. We're going to pray for each other. Um, but then, getting back to the main point, music. So, yeah, I've started linking worship songs because of my lack of technology experience and not being able to incorporate them in the videos yet. But also, just, um, and throwing in there real quickly, and real quick, it's a Midwestern thing, right? Minnesota. Um, in connection to linking other resources in y'all's comments, coming from y'all, what I also have an idea to do is when the stories come up, um, doing reaction videos to Veggie Tales. They're also going to be over on the reaction playlist. I'm not doing separate channels yet because I just can't. But when the VeggieTales stories come up, I want to do reaction videos on the study playlist as well as reaction playlist. And that just made me think of other things that have been made as well. I don't want to get too crazy. I think I think at some point, I mean, obviously when we get to them, there's going to be conviction to want to do things like I love Jesus of Nazareth. I love the Nativity story, the movies that have come out. I'm not going to do Passion, y'all, because that's too hard. Um, I'm not going to do The Chosen. Um, I mean, maybe we'll see how this goes. We'll see what y'all, as my community, says. Um, but it also comes down to me, in terms of me, obviously I'm driving the ship. It's my channel, and just in terms of what I believe, what I'm convicted by, I want to be, you know, I want, community involvement is important to me, and I want to consider these things that I haven't and see them in a different light, or, there's so much to be said about that. The main point of this is, I mean, so yes, so include those things if you want. I don't want to get too pulled away from reading the Bible, and they won't necessarily, but also the main point of this real quick video was for worship music. As the studies are happening, link in your comments songs. Um, so that we can worship together, even though I can't figure out how to do that on the videos just yet. If we can do that during lives, I mean, again, this is not to replace a worship service, the Sunday worship service at church belonging to complicated, but I love I love music. So Yeah, and I've always wanted this to be the case for other worship services that I've either been a part of or that I've experienced. Not just cater to your audience or cater to the people, but they are your church. They are your family. Um, yes, it is, as a worship leader, as pastors of the church, it is your responsibility to make sure that the theology is correct, etc., etc. But you are doing this as a family. As a family. Getting rid of that word community, because you're doing this as a family of worship, of gathering together to worship God. Sister Act. So that's meaningful to me. So yes, comments and whatever the link. I have never used Apple Music. I have Spotify Premium, and obviously, and then there's YouTube. So it's gonna be enjoyed however it's gonna be enjoyed. But do it. Go music, worship music, and yeah, love you.